everyone, my name is Mary Joy Biangeles, and now let's talk about creating a mentoring program that works in an organization. These are very different companies in very different industries, yet they share one thing in common. Each has received acclaim for one or more of its innovative mentoring programs. Mentoring is by no means a modern phenomenon. Individuals have shared and received knowledge, wisdom, and developmental support throughout recorded history. We outline a process for how your organization, large or small, can create a mentoring program that meets your unique needs. Our process will be particularly useful for those who actively manage people and are searching for ways to increase organizational effectiveness. This process is flexible and can be used by a range of decision makers, including department managers, senior leaders, and HR practitioners. We have sought to create a useful desk reference that is both reflective and practical. Benefits of mentoring. The growing interest in mentoring programs is largely due to the benefits mentoring provides to participants and their organizations. Research has shown that for individuals, mentoring is related to positive career outcomes such as increased compensation, salary growth, and promotion, as well as greater career and job satisfaction. Mentoring is considered especially valuable for minorities and women and can also shape professional confidence in participants. Challenges of mentoring. However, mentoring programs are not without challenges. Programs have been critiqued for creating power dynamics between more senior and newer employees, or false impressions implying people are placed in mentoring programs because they need extra help or have some form of weakness. It can also be difficult to create effective matches of mentors and mentees, whether it be based upon personality types, expectations, or logistics of finding the right time and setting to meet creating unrealistic outcomes. Many of these challenges could be avoided if the organizations craft a well-planned mentoring program that matches the organization's culture and employees. This will vary based upon the needs and resources of the organizations. Varieties of mentoring programs. Mentoring can take many forms, and individuals often have very different ideas about what is meant by the term mentor. This makes it difficult to define mentoring. Mentoring that takes place within the context of an official organizational program is referred to as formal mentoring. In contrast, informal mentoring relationships develop organically through mutual admiration and trust between the mentor and the mentee. We focus on formal mentoring programs since these are under the direct control of the organization and its decision makers. Mentoring models range from very traditional to highly innovative. And now, we discuss some of the most commonly used models in the workplace. Traditional mentoring typically involves two people, a mentor, someone who is ordinarily several years older, a person of greater experience and seniority, a teacher, advisor, or sponsor, providing support to a mentee or protege, someone who has less experience in the organization. Mentors provide a combination of career and psychosocial support to their mentees. Group mentoring is structured around mutual learning regardless of the participant's role in the organization, level of experience, or age. This form of mentoring is particularly prevalent in higher education academic medicine. It is intended to provide a broader and more flexible network of support, is highly collaborative, and reduces the hierarchy or power dynamics that sometimes exist in traditional mentoring. Pragmatically, it enables more people to be involved and therefore can be more efficient in coordinating. It facilitates exposure to multiple viewpoints and perspectives for each participant. However, group dynamics can make it difficult for each person to fully participate or receive individualized attention. Cross-organizational mentoring, also referred to as inter-organizational mentoring, occurs when the mentor and mentee are in different organizations. This form of mentoring may be helpful when your organization faces a shortage of qualified mentors. It also offers the advantage of an outside, perhaps more objective perspective and could encourage mentees to raise issues that they may not feel comfortable discussing with colleagues inside their own companies. This form of mentoring may be particularly useful for small organizations such as family businesses, startups, and nonprofits. Reverse mentoring involves pairing a junior staff member with a senior leader to increase the senior leader's knowledge, skills, or understanding in a particular area, such as technology, diversity, or differences between generations. E-mentoring, also known as virtual or online mentoring, relationships are facilitated using electronic communication tools such as email, social media, chat rooms, and instant messaging. Session can be conducted entirely online, primarily online, or as a supplement to in-person mentoring. E-mentoring may be especially useful when mentor and mentee work in different locations. It can occur synchronously or asynchronously depending on program design and participant availability. Anonymous mentoring is a specialized mix of e-mentoring and cross-organizational mentoring, where the identities of the mentor and mentee, as well as the identities of the organizations, remain masked. This type of mentoring is usually coordinated by an external provider. Micro-mentoring involves the creation of short developmental episodes focused on a particular topic. For example, a junior employee might attend a small discussion forum to seek the advice of seasoned experts within the company, or she could schedule individual meetings with multiple senior experts. This exposes mentees to multiple senior leaders and their ideas, and it could lead to a longer-term mentoring relationship. Further, busy mentors may be more willing to commit to providing support due to a reduced time commitment. Next, implementing a mentoring program process matters. The ultimate success of any mentoring program will, in part, depend on the process used to develop and launch it. A quick internet search will reveal a wealth of information on designing and delivering formal workplace mentoring programs. Each step is described in more detail. The process is intended to be reflective as opposed to prescriptive. It can be repeated to refine, expand, or perhaps even discontinue the program. Regardless of whether or not you decide to start a mentoring program of your own, there is value in going through this reflective process, even more so if you engage multiple stakeholders along the way. Step 1. Identify objectives and compare to current practices. This step would be a healthy exercise for a small team of leaders within your organizations who have an understanding of staff needs. If your current practices are not meeting your organizational objectives, a mentoring program may be beneficial. Conversely, you may determine a mentoring program is not necessary at this time. If you determine your organization would benefit from a mentoring program, you will formulate an initial program goal statement. Do you even need a mentoring program? In this first step, you will rate the importance of mentoring related to organizational objectives and reflect on the extent and effectiveness of your current people management practices in order to determine if a mentoring program might be beneficial to your organization. Step 2. Consider resources and constraints. To determine if a mentoring program is feasible, you will determine the prevalence of human and financial resources as well as organizational constraints, noting those that will be critical to your program success. If you face a lack of critical resources or identify significant constraints, consider whether the resource can be developed or the constraint overcome. If not, you should proceed cautiously with developing a traditional mentoring program. Adopting an alternate mentoring approach is one potential solution. Alternately, you might choose to encourage informal mentoring or utilize other good people management practices. If you decide the mentoring program is right for your organization, you will revise your program goals to reflect your capacities. Step 3. Design the program. In this step, you will design your mentoring program using your revised program goal statement and the resources and constraints identified earlier. You will make key decisions about participants, program parameters, training, and potential problems that may arise. We guide you by offering a series of questions and special consideration that may be relevant to your situation. At this point in the process, your program should have a solid foundation. You are now ready to start building your mentoring program. At the last step, step 4, create an evaluation system. This step is focused on creating an evaluation system. Here, you will revisit your mentoring goal statement and organizational objectives and design tools to determine if you have met your goals. It is important to consider how you will assess your program before it is launched. As in step 3, we offer questions and consideration about who should be involved in the evaluation process, what you should evaluate, how you should conduct the evaluation, and when you should do it. After you have completed this step, you are ready to launch and evaluate your program. The program design process is a cycle. You may choose to refine, expand, continue, or discontinue your program based on the evaluation result. This video presented different types of mentoring programs and discussed how these initiatives are used in different workplace settings. We have outlined a 4-step process for designing a mentoring program for your organization. We encourage you to adapt our tools and make them your own. If you decide a mentoring program is right for your organization, it is important to understand that what has worked for another organization may not work for you. One size does not fit all. By going through a deliberate planning process, you can design a customized program that meets the needs of your unique organization. And this video is about creating a mentoring program that works in an organization.